We always think that exams are all about what you know, right? But what if I told you they're also a game of dodging really clever traps? Today, we're going to go on a scavenger hunt to find those marks that are hiding in plain sight, just waiting for you to come and grab them. So really, think about it. How many marks are just sitting there, hidden in your exam paper? It's usually not a lack of knowledge that costs you points. Nope, it's those tiny, avoidable mistakes. These are the marks that get lost when you fall for a simple trap, and we're here to make sure that does not happen to you. All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to hunt down 3 of the sneakiest exam traps: the invisible effect in photos, the data distractor in math problems, and the map guessing game. By the end of this, you'll have a complete scavenger's toolkit to claim every single last mark. Let's dive right into our first target. Trap number 1. I call it the invisible effect. This is an absolute classic. It catches so many people out when they're asked to analyze a photograph. So, the exam gives you a picture like this, showing the aftermath of an earthquake. The question seems simple enough. Give 2 primary effects. It looks easy, but trust me, this is exactly where the trap is hiding. Now, a super common answer is something like, people lost their jobs. And look, that's a terrible consequence of an earthquake, for sure. But for this question, it's the wrong answer. Why? Because that's a secondary effect, not a primary one. And that gets to the whole point. A primary effect is something that happens immediately, a direct result of the event. But for a photo question, here's the key. It has to be something you can physically see in the image. You can't see unemployment in this picture, so it doesn't count. So here's how we use our scavenger hunt mindset to beat this trap. The mission is really simple. Just point to the damage. You're looking for evidence you can actually see with your own 2 eyes. Okay, let's start the hunt. What can we see? Well, boom, right here. There's a huge pile of rubble and debris that's completely blocking the road. That is a perfect primary effect. It's visible, it's immediate, that's 1 mark in the bag. Right, let's find another one. Take a look at this building over on the right. It's clearly been wrecked. The walls have just crumbled. Buildings have collapsed. That's our second primary effect. We can see it, we can point to it, and we get the mark. Simple as that. So here is your golden rule for photo questions, and I want you to remember this. If you can't physically take your pen and draw a circle around it in the photo, it does not count as a primary effect. All right, on to our second trap, the data distractor. This is where easy marks just seem to disappear in questions with tables and calculations. You get a question that looks like this one. It's asking you to calculate the mean volume of Arctic sea ice in April, using the data from the table. The keyword here, you've probably guessed it, is April. And can you see the trap? It's just sitting right there, the September data. It's practically begging to be grabbed by mistake. It's a classic distractor, and you would be amazed how many people fall for it when they're under pressure. But this is where our scavenger method saves the day. Step 1, hunt for that keyword in the question, April. Step 2, physically get rid of the September distractor row. Just cross it right out. And step 3, now and only now you do the math with the correct numbers. And here's what that looks like in action. Before you even think about touching your calculator, take your pen and just scribble out that entire distractor row. If you make the wrong data invisible, you literally can't make the mistake. Once you've done that, the calculation is a piece of cake. You add up the 5 April values, you divide by 5, and you get the correct answer, 27,200 cubic kilometers. That's a mark that was hiding behind a distractor, and now it's all yours. So here's the big takeaway for data questions. Always eliminate the distractors before you pick up the calculator. Clean up your data first, and the right answer basically jumps off the page. And that brings us to our final, and maybe the most classic trap of all, the map guessing game. This is all about those OS map skills, where it's so easy to panic and guess instead of hunt. The question seems straightforward. Find a shingle beach in one of these grid squares. So what's the trap? Well, students look at the map, they see the coastline, and they just guess which square looks the most, beachy. That is not how you find the mark. Forget guessing. This is not a geography quiz. It's a game of snap. Yep, snap. Your only job is to match the symbol from the map key to the right spot on the map. The key tells us that a shingle beach looks like this pattern of little dots or pebbles. So now we hunt for that exact symbol on the map. We check the options, and there it is. That pattern of little dots is sitting right inside grid square 9777. It is a perfect match. Snap! We've got our answer, and we've got our mark. So the rule for map questions could not be simpler. Don't guess. Use the key and just match the symbols. Seriously, treat it like a game of Snap, and you'll never get it wrong. So let's wrap this all up in your new Scavenger's Toolkit. For photo questions, remember, if you can't circle it, it doesn't count. For data questions, eliminate the distractors before you calculate. And for map questions, don't guess, play Snap with the key. You see, when you have this mindset, the exam paper stops feeling like a test, and it starts to feel like a game. You're not just answering questions anymore. You are actively hunting for marks and dodging traps. So the final question is, what other hidden marks are you going to find?
Before you go, pause for a second. Everything we've just covered is summarized in one place. It's called the Exam Scavenger Hunt. Find hidden marks in GCSE Geography. This guide helps you spot common exam traps, choose the right data, use map keys properly, and focus on clear, visible evidence instead of guessing. It also gives you simple golden rules to follow, so you know what to look for, even under exam pressure. Put it on your wall or keep it on your desk and use it as a daily reference. Scan the QR code or use the link below to get it.